Hello and welcome to the Hockey Central Studios. I'm Chantal Desjardins alongside PJ Stock and our own Gord Stellick making a cameo. Welcome back to the team.
It's good. I have an authority on teams that are struggling.
Right.
So that's it. Good
yes,
timing
you
for me
are.
to be back.
Tough time to be the Canadians right now. Just 24 games remaining in this season, and the Canadians' chances of making the playoffs are pretty bleak. Let's look back on December 1st. This team was riding high, 99.9% chance of making a postseason. I'm no mathematician.
That's good, Chantal.
But that's pretty good, right?
That's your marks, PJ.
It's like my English marks.
Right. Fast forward to February 17th. This is more like PJ's marks. After the loss to Colorado, just over 5% chance of making the postseason.
As Lloyd Christmas said,
PJ
there's still a chance, though.
There's still a chance.
So that was after the loss to Colorado, and while Therrien blamed that loss on PK Subban, today he stressed there's no tension.
This is a market, and we didn't like the play, but it would have been any players who made that type of play at this time in the game, at that situation, we would have mentioned it. But because it was PK, it's 100 times bigger.
Joined now by our Canadians insider for Sportsnet.ca, Eric Engels. Eric, Louis-Jean from TVA tweeted today that an executive from another team has confirmed that PK Subban's name has come up in trade talks. Is there actually a possibility that Montreal might trade away PK Subban?
No. And I spoke to a Canadians executive today who said exactly that to me. He even laughed at the suggestion and said absolutely not. Now, you take everything you hear with a grain of salt, Chantal. I'm sure Louis was doing the same with what was told to him, but all he did was relay the information, and I'm relaying the information that I have, and that's that there's no chance that PK Subban is filtered out onto the trade market. You could see where there'd be motivation, though, from another executive and another team to suggest that he has.
Of course. Now, Michel Therrien held no punches on Wednesday night, placing most of the blame on PK. What was the reaction from the rest of the team?
Well, the reaction for the rest of the team was really interesting. I spoke to Max Pacioretty, who said, everything that Michel does is tactical, and he may have had a motivational reason for doing that. And he also said that PK is the kind of guy that can handle it, and that might have factored into Michel's decision to be so bold as to suggest that the game was his fault, the loss was his fault. I don't know if I agree with Pacioretty, and Therrien certainly didn't agree when he made mention of the fact that he would have thrown just about anybody under the bus for making the same kind of mistake that Subban made in the game. So take it for what it is.
Now, we heard what PK had to say about it to the media, but how do you think he feels about it deep down? Like, do you think it keeps him up at night, or is this something that just rolls off his back?
This is one of the most confident players in the NHL, and I can guarantee you it probably didn't sit well with him, but it does roll off his back. And I had a conversation with PK probably about 3 months ago where he told me that he understands that he is a beacon in that room for Michel Therrien to send messages through. And when Michel is particularly hard on him, PK has learned to take it and be accountable in front of his teammates, because what goes on with him could be used for other teammates in terms of motivation. So this is a very mature individual. He's mature enough to see through it all and what happened on Wednesday, and he's moving on, and I expect that we're going to see the very best of him when this game goes down against Philadelphia.
And even with the occasional lost edge or turnover with a team leading 44 points, obviously he's doing a lot of good things out on the ice as well. Thanks, Eric.
He certainly is. Thank you, Chantal.
Follow Eric at Eric Engels on Twitter, and head over to Sportsnet.ca for his latest insights and reports, including this one on the Therrien-Subban drama. All right, guys, what do you think? Was Coach Therrien wrong for publicly calling out PK Subban for that loss?
I don't think so. And I more want to figure out the reason why. Was it calculative? Was it a desperate move? And you know something? You talk about it's a gong show. What's going on in Montreal? You know what? The media, everything else is what's going on that way. Inside the dressing room, and PJ, you can speak to this. What I learned working in management is it's real there. It's very real. They're the only 23 guys know what's real or not. And when you win, you can let bygones be bygones. When you struggle, stuff starts coming out. And I interpreted the coach saying, you know what? This guy's getting a bit of a free pass from the public about being a leader. That wasn't the move of a leader. And in the dressing room, there's leadership thing all over the place. And he's basically saying, I'm putting on you that you've got to show a little bit more leadership that way if you consider yourself a genuine leader. That's what I read.
First off, the play itself, he losing the edge. He lost the edge after he lost the puck. So that's first thing. Second of all, the Canadiens were positioned to prevent that play from scoring because it was 3 guys back. So the whole thing kind of goes into whatever, and they lose the game. And what you're just saying is, it's everything just continues to snowball on top of each other.
It's not the one play.
It's not the one play. This is a cumulative. This is just little things that the media think that they know, and the fans think that they know. But as Gord, you just mentioned, it's the guys in the room that live it every day.
Therrien has said, though, throughout the season, he wants his players to not worry about making mistakes. But here, PK Subban, who takes a ton of chances, he made a mistake here and he gets called out for it. Is that sending mixed messages?
Well, he said play the right way, as I had to wrote that down. There's a time and place to try all those things. You think of the team at specific moments. Other times you might get lost in the moment and you might try those plays. Like I said, that's what makes PK special.
Gord, you were a GM. Did you ever go through something like this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you go through things where there were domestic situations, a little out of kilter, to say the least. And I just mean that, yeah, so it's tough. And as I say in there, the big thing is winning cures all ills.
Yes.
And the first 25 games of the season, if you get back to it, you can put a lot of things in the back burner. Everyone doesn't. It's not lovey-dovey. Everyone doesn't love everybody in that dressing room. They never do. They love winning.
And Max Pacioretty, he was involved in the play too. He didn't get back in time to get his guy, but you didn't hear Coach Therrien calling him out. Why not?
Well, that's a good point. That's very good, Chantal. Which is, he's just as guilty of this. You know, this play here is actually, that's a wrong play by PK. Pacioretty's there, and he has to back check on a play that he's not expecting to. He's in the right position, and then just loses his man. The post game we heard Max talk. I'd like to him say that I made a mistake on that play. I covered the wrong guy. I'm to blame. If I thought the right guy, maybe PK and the coach wouldn't be in this situation.
Well, and that's the thing. Max is the captain of this team. I mean, it's his first year.
Like I'm the captain of a trio.
Exactly. So, granted, it's his first year. He doesn't have experience in a slump like this. But are you happy with the way that he's handled himself in this first year as captain?
I hear him a lot. And every game, PJ, they're going to him, okay? He's getting a steady diet of the stuff of losing that PK nor anybody else is getting. Being captain, it's not fun. He didn't expect it. He didn't expect when he signed up for this. So I think in a way he believes by being, because I've heard his quotes. He says, he talks in sound bites like you're supposed to, but he is out there every game, win, lose, and they've been losing a lot lately. And he probably feels he's been doing that.
The one thing that frustrates me with the Canadian core, and I think we're giving Plekanec and Markov a slide by talking about these two, and I think of their
Give it a lot of people slide.
Their leadership group has been horrendous throughout this entire time. And they're guys that I've played with and played against that I respect a lot. And I don't think any of them has stepped up and done anything outside their norm. This is what they do. This is how they play. But when things aren't going your way, every now and then you got to do something outside what you normally do to try and turn things around.
And personality conflicts can sometimes be hidden when everybody's winning. But
totally.
in a time like this, is there
Always.
a divide in that room right now? And can it be fixed?
We're not in that room, so it's not fair. That's why the media, the fans, and everyone picking sides here, that's not fair because no one's in those 4 walls. I've been in 4 walls, and I know what we say to each other than what gets said to the media. That's why PK, the media loves PK because he's that guy that gives you quotes and acts a certain way that is not normal because us hockey guys are pretty... Yeah, get pucks deep and give you the same regular answers. In the locker room, we don't talk like that. We don't act that way. And we think everything should stay in there. That's the thing now that it's outside. And that's where now we start questioning what is going on in that locker room. Is there tension? Of course there's tension.
They're losing.
You said it. They're losing. Everything's great when you're winning. No matter what you do. The moment you start losing, no one wants to be blamed.
I remember years ago, a journeyman Montreal player told me that he said that he was on the bus, he had a few beers, they might have been preseason, and Bob Gainey, player, got back and told him, hey, knock it off. And he said, I'm only going to do it because I respect you so much. And those are the kind of stories. Right. I mean, that's just kind of like whatever about not many guys can do it that way.
The Canadiens didn't have enough to worry about. They also have to deal with the injury bug. So the team came out and said that David Desjardins will be out for at least the next 3 weeks with a broken foot. Injuries mounting. Jeff Petrie, Daniel Carr, Brian Flynn, and of course that guy Carey Price, all out of the lineup. Let's take a look at who's filling the gaps right now. Mike Condon getting the nod in net tonight. Up front, Lars Eller once again decentering Max Pacioretty and Sven Andrighetto. On D, Tom Gilbert lacing up alongside Nathan Beaulieu on the second defensive pairing. Gilbert, 1 goal, 1 assist this season, and a pending UFA, meaning he could be on the move ahead of the deadline. The 33-year-old joins John Bartlett now in Montreal.
Tom, there's been a lot of noise circling around the team the last 48 hours. How do you guys all block that out in the dressing room?
Just focused on these next 2 points. I mean, every game matters to us. Team that we're playing needs points too, so we're just focused on this game.
It's a big one against the Flyers, as you said. What's the key to trying to get a win against them? They've really had your number this year.
Number 1, stay out of the box. They got a good power play. Number 2, just control the puck. No turnovers. Play a simple game.
After the road trip, does it feel good to be back on home ice?
Always does. Always does. These fans are great.
Thanks. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, John. We're going to take a break. When we come back, rookie defenseman Shane Gostisbehere lighting it up for the Flyers. We'll tell you why he's enjoying his success after this. Shane Gostisbehere is on fire this season. The 22-year-old, 11 goals, 21 assists in 38 games. 5th most points on the team. And more impressive than that, he holds the NHL record 13 games in a row with a point by a rookie defenseman. Gord, what do you like about this guy's game?
Everything about this guy's game. This guy's come from nowhere with Connor McDavid, Panarin, Larkin, all these guys. And, you know, the Philadelphia Flyers, they had him in training camp, and talking to guys there, they kind of noticed him as a guy, came out of Union College, which isn't considered a hockey power. He helped make it a hockey power. What I love about him, he's like Erik Karlsson. He's unafraid. He takes calculated offensive risks, because as you see there, quite often it goes in the net.
How do you not put this guy into the Calder consideration? He's only played 38 games. He's got 32 points. He has a record for defenseman rookie consecutive games. He's, 6th in scoring? I mean...
And it's quiet, because he's come up very quietly at the end. You don't realize how great he's doing offensively.
Panarin, the bread man in Chicago, is playing with the Stanley Cup champs, with Kane, behind Taves, with Keith. This guy's playing for the Flyers. If they make it into the playoffs, I'm pushing for this guy.
And Larkin's playing with Zetterberg and Datsyuk and guys like that.
Now he's playing on the top defensive pairing with Andrew McDonald. Let's take a look at the rest of the Flyers lineup. Dave Haxtell's changed things around the last few games. Braden Shen up with Claude Giroux and Wayne Simmons. Shen, 17 goals and 17 assists in 54 games this season. And he joins John Bartlett now at the Bell Center.
Braden, a huge game for your hockey club tonight, and you've done pretty well against the Canadians this year. What's the key tonight to try to get a win on the road?
It's not an easy building to play in, so we got to be ready for a good start here, obviously. And they're in a position similar to us, so it's just going to be a tight hockey game, not much room, and just got to make the most of our opportunities tonight.
Your game yourself has picked up a lot lately, along with a few of your teammates here, but what's the key to really getting consistency down the stretch for the Flyers?
I don't know, just trying to bring it every night. It's especially this time of year, it's not easy to win hockey games, and got to have the best from everyone, so just got to elevate your play and just trying to do that.
Thanks for this.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, John. And his right winger, Wayne Simmons, you love this guy, 38 points on the season.
Every team needs a guy like this. I love Wayne Simmons. And the Canadians, the one guy that they are missing is this guy. He does absolutely everything. First, this play here where he got cross-checked in the head first, and then he slashed back. They slash each other. He turns around, punches the guy, and stands up for himself. And then he knows he's got to answer the bell. He hit McDonough. McGrath, more or less in warm-up, says we're going. First minute of the game, they go at it. You know why? Because he respects himself. I'm not getting pushed around. I'm not going to let my teammates know that I'm going to be pushed around. He respects himself, stands up for himself. He goes to the front of the net. He scores goals. He does everything. Oh, and he's a right winger. Guess what, Montreal Canadiens? You need a right winger. I'm not saying that Philly's ever going to give this guy up, but this is the prototypical power forward that I love, and I love what he does night after night. So, Canadians fans, watch what he's going to do tonight.
Simmons playing a big role in the Flyers' playoff push. That'll help decide whether the Flyers are buyers or sellers. I know where we're going to be on trade deadline day. You guys are all going to be here, right?
No,
That's right.
Okay, I'll just be here by myself then. No.
We sold PJ and bought me.
Keep an eye out. February 29th, all-day action. When we come back, busy weekend in the NHL. We'll get you set up for that after this.